Hello, everyone, and welcome to another lovely episode from J Forex House. This episode is, yes, an analysis breakdown, but it's not the traditional analysis breakdown we have where I go to the chart and I show you things on chart about smart money concept and stuff like that. On this episode is talking more about some of the side effects, ways traders can blame their losses on other things and other aspects of trading that could help them avoid the responsibility of reflecting on their method or reflecting on their psychology or reflecting on their reality of what has been going on in their life recently. Okay, so because I told you guys some of these psychological factors are some of the reasons why we fail in trading. It's not because our method are not good enough. It's not because we don't have enough knowledge to go through it. It's because we don't have enough personal reflection and statistics about ourselves to understand our situation. Sometimes we could be in a situation where trading is a bit not stable, like the market structure and all of that, based on fundamental influence and stuff. But we might be desperate for money in our reality at that moment, which could lead to over trading and trading at the wrong time. And these factors could affect us basically in trading because we end up trying to force the market to work for us, regardless of what we see. So this makes us delusional and we start to blame other people, other concepts, other maybe analysis you took from the community that you compared and stuff like that to just make up excuses. Which brings us to the first ways people make blames on others, because making up excuses is something that people don't really think is kind of like a thing. But listen to yourself sometimes when you say things like, why did your trade not go in your direction? You could see that you might start blaming the system, and this system is something you've been using for the past 2 to 3 years. Okay, how come for the past 2 to 3 years you've been making it properly through what you know, and then all of a sudden right now you have this feeling that this stuff is just contradicting? How come do you have that feeling now after studying it for so long? And this could be over trading. And from the markets we are seeing right now, looking at the market on the scale of the past 1 week, you can see that the market has not been really that stable with price action for you to even be in the market at the moment. So trading is kind of like awful right now, not just for traders who are involved in trading, but also making analysis. Most of my analysis last week did not go in my direction. And this is not because I don't know smart money concept anymore or I'm not good enough in what I do anymore. But then I look at the fundamental aspects surrounding trading. I look at some of the energies that was ushered into the economical scale of last week and some of these fundamental factors. And you find out that the market is really not stable, looking at the price actions as well. So why should I start blaming myself and giving reflections on maybe what I do, like Wyckoff doesn't really work, and stuff like that, just because I took a bad trade or I took a bad analysis. So some of this self-reflection and making up excuses are major way people divert responsibilities, especially when it comes to understanding why their trade did not work. So your system cannot just go bad in the space of 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. It basically needs you to stop your study for a very long time and then start basing your information solely on ego and previous experience, because the market changes every single time, but market structure stays the same. But if you're not educated enough, properly, and well rested, you're going to start contradicting what you know. Because let me tell you something, even in the spiritual world where we have religion, if be it the Quran, the Bible, whichever you study, and you don't give yourself rest to understand what you're studying, and you don't actually reflect on your own self, you start finding pages that were supposed to be symbolic representation and pages that are supposed to be actual words presentation, and you start to contradict yourself. You see, and instead of you to reflect that maybe you're overdoing this stuff and you're not really doing more of the practice, you're just basically reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, which is similar to studying and studying and studying and studying and studying. Also similar to trading, and you're not really practicing anything. You're not really paying attention to the side effects. You're basically just trying to look for results. And at the end of the day, you end up becoming angry or you start contradicting everything. So let's move on to the second reason why we talk about focusing on the bad parts of trading. That is, I told you guys earlier that last week most of my analysis did not really go my direction. But am I going to focus on that? No. Yes, some of them did go in my direction, not in percentage with what went wrong. But at the same time, am I going to focus on what went wrong? No. The time keeps moving. Time keeps moving. More charts will keep coming out, and more fundamental factors are going to keep coming up. Why do you have to focus on the bad aspect of what you're doing at the moment when it keeps moving? You know, you're not supposed to even be emotional when it comes to trading. You're not supposed to even do that, because when you start focusing so much on the bad parts, you're becoming very, very emotional, because you're now saying, my trades are not good enough. I remember I've only won once. This system seems to be failing me. You know, I don't think this thing is even working. And you ignore the good moments where you had perfect predictions, good analysis, snipe trades, and all of a sudden you're now feeling like bad vibes, like blaming everything on the method you're trading and maybe whoever you're learning from. So these are some of the factors surrounding smart money concept, because as you all know, smart money concept gives two possibilities. Same way the market has two directions. It's going to go bullish or bearish. So it's either you're looking at the external structure, which might be bearish, or the internal structure, which might be bullish. And then you have two contradicting directions. So when you don't understand that, yes, the market is contradicting itself every single time, and it's your job to know which is correct or has a higher possibility of playing out over the other, you start to think trading is contradicting to itself, or the method you're learning is contradicting to itself, or the knowledge you have is contradicting to what is teaching you. Because how can you be teaching me how to spot bullish trades and how to spot bearish trades in one particular market? Hello, that's what trading is all about. And you become delusional when you start focusing on the bad trades too much. So this is another factor where traders ignore the responsibility of resting, ignore the aspect of not reflecting on themselves, ignore the aspect of what's going on in their reality, and focus mainly on what has been happening at the recent moments, like bad trades and bad entries. So most of these stuffs happen to many of us in trading. It's something that happens very frequent, and this is when you don't really understand what's going on, or you have not been that experienced in the game. I've been lucky enough to be here for the past 5 years. So when I make these videos like this, I kind of like reflect on myself as well, and look at times when I did these same things and how I got to pass them. Because at the end of the day, when we face challenges, they're either going to draw us back, or they're going to be stepping stones for us to get to the next level. So ask yourself, or look into yourself right now, when you're blaming something else other than your analysis or the market condition, what could be surrounding these factors? What could be pushing this movement? Okay, so these are kind of the things that kind of like turn us down in our energy flow of when we're making analysis and when we're trying to make money. Okay, now we have other reasons, like trying to protect our pride. Like traders like to protect their pride. Well, you don't blame them when it's an intellectual game. You understand that everybody feels like they have done their work, they have done their hard work, and they deserve some accolade. And when you try to attack their pride, it becomes a big problem. And then sometimes the market does this mainly. Like the fact we know that the market is based on emotional flow when it comes to sentimental analysis, we should also understand that some actions in the market could be done to engineer liquidity, especially when it comes to smart money concept. You have to understand that smart money is giving the room of deliberate moves being made to make us make some certain moves. That's what smart money is trying to teach us. So you should understand that the market could be in a manipulative situation. This is basically what the idea of manipulation stands for. And you're finding yourself in a situation where you can't really trust the logic anymore. You just want to follow what your ego says, and trying to protect your own pride, like saying, my mentor is not really teaching the right thing, and I've been doing this thing for a very long time, and it's not really working. It's not like I'm not even trying, and all those kind of stuff. You start getting angry, getting emotional, and then you see yourself losing and losing until eventually you lose the account. And at that moment, your pride is dead. You start to reflect that, I think I overdid this stuff. But at the end of the day, you already lost your account, so game over. And that then is no longer useful. So the reasons like this is why we create videos like this, so you can reflect now you still have your account, or before you get your account, so you can be aware of these things before you get your account. or when you get your account, or now you haven't lost your account. So some of these reasons are some of the things that could basically turn traders into something else and bring an error into their system that could draw them back. And sometimes it's not really protecting pride, it's basically trying to protect themselves and making sure they are not denying themselves of the right of knowing something, and when it comes to things like this, that's where you see people say my mentor is the problem. I paid this guy huge money and he didn't really teach me anything. They're trying to make it look in a way that they did some of the work and then the other person didn't really teach something valuable enough to get them to where they want to be. So make sure you're not doing this kind of stuff when you're trading, because whenever there's emotions involved in your judgments, trust me, something is wrong from your own end. Okay, so that's how things are done, and this is how we get through everything. I told you guys, Forex trading has no difference from the reality of what we do every single day. You have to understand this. So you have to be able to see the difference between both of them and try to also reflect yourself on both of them, your personality and your trading. Try to see the emotions and try to see the logic so you can understand how to make the right decisions. Okay, and sometimes overconfidence leads to things like this. Overconfidence can be a way of losing your trade. Overconfidence can be a way of blaming your losses on someone else. Overconfidence can be the main reason why you can't really make money. You're too sure of yourself. And this could not be coming from your analysis. This could not be even coming from your knowledge. This could be coming from your childhood. Maybe you're somebody who have always been given this narrative that you can do it, you're strong, you're powerful, you know what you're doing. And then you come to trading, you try to bring that attitude into trading as well. And this is a very big mistake, because trading doesn't really know you and the market doesn't really know you. And that's where you see this kind of reflection, like I feel like somebody's monitoring me. I feel like this trading is not working. Like I think these people are spying on me, because when I buy it sells, when I sell it buys. Like, how is it happening like that? Some of the times is because before you execute the trade, you're overconfident in your direction, neglecting all the logical factors that could be pointing at this is a wrong trade. This trade you're trying to enter right now, I don't think is the right decision you should be making. Those kind of thoughts go away. What you have is, yes, I have the perfect order block. I have the perfect area of interest. If this trade does not go in my direction, I'm very, very sure this guy doesn't really know what he taught me, or this method doesn't really work. You see, so overconfidence sometimes can be a problem, and it can make you delusional, and then you make decisions that lead to mistakes, and then you start blaming others for it. So where we have this statement they call the fear and greed is basically talking about this, and it is explaining a part of emotions and some kind of emotional actions we take based on fear or based on greed. So these are things people should try and pay attention to, and don't take my word for it. Do your own research. You understand? Don't take my word for it. I'm not teaching you any of these things to make you depend on me or think I'm kind of like a saving grace to you looking for knowledge. This is only kind of like my own research and my own platform. Right? If you feel like you can do something better, do it. That's the aim of why we are doing this, to show you if you can do it, but something better, do it. If you can make a better analysis, do it. If you can get a better research to why you think you might be blaming others, go on and search. That's why we're doing it. I'm only doing this stuff here because most of you don't even do this. You don't really reflect on reasons why you're blaming others. You don't do that. If you do things like that, videos like this will be very interesting to you, because you find similarities to what I'm saying and to what you're also experiencing. Okay, so most of these reasons is why we have blaming issues in trading, and these are psychological stress that could harm our health and also mess our trading up. Okay, so I need you guys to reflect on this and see how you can better your analysis, and also take your time off to rest. Resting is never wrong. I took the entire last week off to be able to just reflect on myself and my personal life, spend some time with family and stuff like that, so I could recharge well enough to be able to produce more content in the future. So you people should also take your time off and rest, no matter what you do. Even if it's from your family, sometimes take a rest from your family and go have fun. You know, these things are things that recharge us and keep us better in a very, very stable mindset, and help us to overcome most of these blame game and psychological problems in trading. So I wish everybody success, and I hope this video has been educative to you. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.